Hi everyone, welcome to Javascript Daily channel. Today we are going to talk about React component. And before React 18.8, class component were the only way to track the state and life cycle on a React component. Function component were considered stateless. With the addition of hooks, function components are now almost equivalent to a class component. The difference are so minor that you will probably never need to use a class component in React. Even though function components are preferred, there is no current plan to removing class component from React. And React components are independent and reusable a bit of code. They serve the same purpose as JavaScript function but work in isolation and return HTML via the render function. Component comes in two types. One of them is function and the next one is classes, and in this video we focus about class component. Here is we create a class component, we remove all of them, and we have a class right now by the name of app. We change it to car and we render it here something by the name of in each jack. Hi, I am a car. Now we import the car. Here we change from app to car, and again this one also car. Yes, it worked completely. Now our React application has a component called car that you see, which returns each one with details. Hi, I'm a car, and we display the car component in root element, which you see that here. And now we have make a inside of the car components one constructor. Here we make one constructor, and inside of that we have a super method, and we use that this dot state and equal to make the color equal to it. And is there a constructor function in your component? This function will be called when the component gets initiated. The constructor function is where you initialize the component's properties. In React, component properties should be kept in an object called state, and we will learn about state later. And the constructor function is also where you honor to inheritance of a parent component by including the super statement, and which execute the parent component constructor function, and your component has access to all the function of parent component. Now if we return this here, hi, I am no, this dot state dot color, yeah, hi, I am a red color. But we have one topic by the name of props. Another way to handling of component is by the name of props like function argument, and you send them into component as attribute. Again, we will learn about props in the next video. Here we have the car, we remove the constructor and we return again, we return one h2 I'm a this dot props dot color. When we use the color properties in here, the color equal to read again, yeah, return I'm a read. Let me change where return I'm a read car, I'm a read car. Okay, we remove these again remove this. Okay, now it work. I'm read color. Now we use props in the constructor. Again, here we make the constructor. If our component has a constructor function, the props should be always be past the constructor and also the react.componet via the super method. We make constructor inside of that props, and we call the super method again inside of props, and render this dot props dot color. Here we have another things, model for example, and we give the model here. We change it model, yes, and the read color, change it the model, for example BMW. I'm a BMW car. The next topic which we talks in React class component about state. React class component have a building state object, and you might have noticed that we used state earlier in the component constructor section. The state object is where you store property values that belongs to the component. When the state object change, the component re-render. And we make here one example, and by using state inside of constructor, we make this dot state equal to we have brand 1/4, we have a model, for example BMW, we have color read, and the next one here (1932). And when we render this, we use the set object here by using the h1 my use does dot state dot brand sorry about that, we brand, and we have one paragraph inside of this. Let me make one div here. Inside of div we use it is this dot state dot color, again this dot state dot model, and from this dot state dot year. Yeah, my part is a read BMW from 1930. If we changing the state object to change the value in the state object, we use this dot set state, this dot set state, and when a value is set object, in the set object change, the component will re-render, meaning that the output will change according to the new values. Here we make one button. We give the type of this button, and we make one function by the name of on click change color. Inside of that we have change color function. We make this function here. Change color we use from arrow function. We use this dot set state equal to this dot color equal to blue, and we use here this dot change color. If we give some styles, bg dash white, bg dash gray, okay, no style. If we click here, the read should be changed to blue. Yes, again we refresh, change color, it come to from read as blue function. It was about set state, and thanks for nice watching. See you soon in the next video. Goodbye.